Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your Realtor Hugo here with another live. As always, thank you so much for participating, watching, viewing, listening, whatever you want to call it on your platform of choice. I am Hugo Quintanilla, a licensed Realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster. My goal here is to help you every day learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you and those around you. This is your daily real estate live. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free and leave them on your platform of choice. We're going to be on X, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch.com, and Spotify. So feel free and check us out wherever you would like. So today we're going to be talking about 10 essential tips for leasing a property in 2024. Number 1, understanding the market. Before leasing your property, it's crucial to understand the current market trend. Research local rental rates, demand, and what tenants are looking for in your area. This live today is going to be something for everybody. It's going to be for renters, for landlords, and more than anything, you want to know what area you're going into. You want to make good assessment of what you're looking for, where you need to be, and what price point you need to stay under. What budget do you have to work with? Because more than anything else, that could really impede where you move to next, especially in a competitive market. Knowing the market helps you set competitive rental rates and attract qualified tenants, but it also makes the tenant not pay over price for a property that might not be that valued in that area. So it's a two-way street. You stay informed as a tenant, and the landlords can get the best prices for their properties. Checking out local real estate websites, talking to local realtors, and joining community groups online to stay informed is the best way to catch those deals and develop those properties. They really can make a lot of difference in your house hunting journey. Number 2, prepare your property. Make sure your property is in top shape before listing it. This includes fixing any repairs, updating appliances, and ensuring the property is clean and appealing. Remember, we only have one opportunity to make a good first impression. So we want to make sure that we take the time and initiative to do that. If we do that now, then when the listing time comes, it'll be a lot less work, a lot less stress, and we'll be able to navigate the market a lot easier than if we would have otherwise. Number 3, set the right rental price. Setting the right rental price is key to attracting tenants quickly. Price it too high and you might scare away potential renters. Too low and you might miss out on potential income. It is a fine balancing act between what the price should be and what you should ask your tenants to pay. There is the school of thought that a higher rental rate is worth it because tenants always damage. Then there's the school of thought that a lower rental rate will keep the tenants there for longer, which inevitably is what you want. That is the second school of thought. Either way, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you are getting paid for the lease. And that's why we have a contract in place to make sure to protect you. As a tenant, you should know your contract and should be aware of what you're signing and agreeing to before you commit, because it's no turning back. You are responsible for the property, and there are ramifications for you missing out on payments and consequences for it. So keep that in mind. The right price balances your income needs and market expectations. Compare similar properties in your area and consider consulting a realtor to determine a fair price. We know each market. That's why I always tell you to work with a realtor in your local area and jurisdiction, because they might be able to give you some insight on these properties better than I can. I will always defer to the best sources of information for you, but I am not everywhere. And there might be some nuance in a certain area that I might just not be privy to, having not lived there. And it's just the lay of the land. I can't be everywhere. So, working with realtors that have expertise in the areas that you're looking to move into is of the utmost importance. Number four, create a compelling listing. Your property listing should be clear, detailed, and attractive. Use high quality photos, highlight key features, and be honest about your property offers. Don't sit there and embellish too much. Don't sit there and try to copy a realtor's listing that is just very ostentatious and vivacious with its word choice. And no, it's not necessary. You don't need that puffery. What you need is cold hard facts. How many rooms are there? How many bathrooms are there? How many square feet are there? Excuse me. How close is it to local amenities, restaurants, shopping, transportation? What are the things that really matter more than anything else? A compelling listing grabs attention and sets realistic expectations for potential tenants. Beware of listings that look too good to be true if you're a tenant. Take well lit photos, write a detailed description, and list all amenities and unique features. But be realistic. At the end of the day, we all know what matters. We all know that the quality of the updated systems is what matters. The flooring is what matters. The roof's what matters. The bathroom is what matters. And the bedrooms is what matters. The last thing that is ideal, if you can find in a home, is a great kitchen. Because remember, most of us spend time in our kitchen more than anywhere else. So make sure it looks good. Number five, screen tenants carefully. Screening tenants thoroughly can save you a lot of trouble down the road. Check their credit, rental history, and references to ensure they are reliable. That's what we're looking for. We're not here to pass judgment on people. We're not here to judge people. We're not here to pick one person over the other because we feel like it. We work off of facts and figures and data. We have an application for a reason, and we will compare potential tenants by that application. So make sure that you're filling out that application to the best of your abilities. The application will check your credit and rental history, and the references will be verified by the listing agent most times. There also are other ways that the listing company can run your background, but more than anything, the information that you provide needs to be accurate and detailed, because if it isn't, it could potentially delay the moving process, and that could hinder everything for you. So, a good screening helps avoid late payments, property damage, and legal issues. So, it's super important to make sure that you're taking the time to do that to save yourself a headache in the future. Using a tenant screening service or asking for references, proof of income, and conducting a background check are great ways to prevent a mishap when it comes to selecting a potential tenant. Now, with the background check, you have to be careful. Every jurisdiction is different, and there is limitations now on what type of background check you can do. So, landlord, beware. But as you all know, I'm a realtor, and you know that a realtor can help you save all the guesswork out of all of this. So don't hesitate to work with a realtor and save yourself some headache. Number six, draft a solid lease agreement. Your lease agreement should clearly outline the terms of the rental, including rent amount, due dates, maintenance responsibilities, and any rules or restrictions. Why it matters. A clear lease protects both you and the tenant from misunderstandings and legal issues. Consider having a lawyer or realtor review your lease to ensure it covers all necessary aspects. And again, that's why we want you to be represented by a lawyer or realtor or real estate professional. Any one of those three can practice real estate because they are trained in the contracts that we work with and interpreting those contracts to communicate them back to you. So make sure that if you are working with a landlord directly as a tenant, that you are verifying that these leases are good. It cannot break the law. So a lease cannot break Maryland or Montgomery County law. And that is point blank, period. Doesn't matter who's leasing it, doesn't matter if it's a lawyer or anybody. A lease cannot violate Maryland law. So, as long as the lease is within the parameters of Maryland law, then you are okay. You don't have to worry about too much when it comes to your own lease. And many landlords use real estate services to lease out their properties because of the danger of fair housing litigation. No one wants to be sued, and especially in this day and age when things can become so litigious so quickly. Number 7, understand your legal obligation. Speaking of litigation, as a landlord, you have legal responsibilities. These include ensuring the property is safe, addressing repairs promptly, and respecting tenant privacy. Your landlord should not be popping into your property unannounced. It's not customary. It's not what's written in the lease. Typically there's a announcement period, 24 to 48 hours. There's usually a procedure or protocol that needs to be set up at the lease point of signature to outline what's going to happen if we do need to get in contact with you, if the landlord does need to come by the property. Follow the law and make sure to avoid any legal ramifications by having unsupervised or unexpected visits. Know what your responsibilities as a landlord are and your obligations are, and you'll be fine. Research local landlord tenant laws or consult with a legal professional when it comes to making sure that this is all taken care of properly and communications are being handled correctly, because sometimes people get heated, sometimes people get emotional. It happens. People have very strong emotions and opinions about certain things, and it can really impede the actual process of leasing out this property. So we don't want to put you in a situation like that, but what you are responsible as a landlord is making sure the property is safe, addressing repairs promptly, and respecting the tenant's privacy. So making sure that they have it as well as you, making ensuring that they get it from you and your visits. Number 8, build a good relationship with tenants. Good landlord tenant relationships can lead to longer tenancies and less turnover. Be responsive, fair, and respectful in your interactions. And a good landlord is hard to find. There are a million and one reasons why a person might find a landlord better than another. But as long as they're taking care of the property, they're addressing repairs and respecting your privacy and your rights, I think you have a winner. And you should try to build a good relationship with the landlord to ensure that there is that communication there. Happy tenants are more likely to take care of your property and pay rent on time. Clear communication addresses concerns quickly, and tenants tend to treat with more respect their landlords that they have good relationships with. Number 9, have a plan for maintenance and repairs. Regular maintenance keeps your property in good condition and prevents small issues from becoming big problems. Have a plan for addressing repairs quickly. Well maintained properties retain value and attract good tenants. Schedule regular inspections and set aside a budget for repairs and upkeep outside of the income for the property. Why do I say that? Because you might run into a situation where you have a few repairs that stack up on you, and the waiting from the income to come in from the rent is not going to be fast enough for you to build up that excess money to possibly do the repair in a timely fashion. We don't want the tenant waiting 3 months to get a shower fixed or a toilet out or a roof plugged up. What we want is this to be done quickly. So you need to have that extra money available as a landlord to address these things when they do pop up. So it's a good practice to have. Number 10, stay organized. Keep all documents, communications, and records organized. This includes lease agreements, rent receipts, and maintenance records. Why? Because you need to have it for your taxes, just in case, but also because it is a good way to establish a paper trail so that you have in writing a history of events just in case anything does happen. Staying organized helps you maintain and manage your property more efficiently and handle any issues that arise by overseeing deadlines and making sure that you are well organized in your assessments. Use property management software or create a filing system to keep everything in order. Remember, there are a lot of deadlines in real estate. There are deadlines when it comes to the rental license, there are deadlines when it comes to lead and radon. These are all things that need to be taken care of. So make sure that you are on top of it. There are rules and ways to do this in an easy and smooth fashion. You just got to know about them. So, if you just found out about this live, today we were talking about 10 essential tips for leasing a property in 2024. These are all easy ways for you to get ready for your new tenant in 2024 and for tenants to know what it takes for a landlord to start the process. Remember, we want to get you to the point where you as a tenant become the landlord. And the only way we can do that is for you to understand what they're doing is something that you can do too. So, again, if you or anyone you know needs help in real estate, buying, selling, leasing, or investing, I am always here to help. My name is Hugo Quintanilla. I am a licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster. Phone number 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're actually going to have the real estate rundown, which is the top 10 real estate news stories of the week. So feel free and tune in for that. Thank you to everyone that's watching on Spotify and everywhere on the platforms of your choice. I really do appreciate it, and feel free and share it with those around you. Take care. Have a great night, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.